Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are going to talk about systems and society and 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And we're going to talk about the Overton window and why there's a debate as to which direction that window is headed. Now, for those that don't know, the Overton window is the range of acceptable discussion on a topic. If you ask Republicans, ask people on the right, conservatives, they'll say the country's moving left. The Overton window is shifting left. If you ask people on the left, they're over there like, yeah, we are moving dangerously close to some far-right ideas that are super bad. They can't both be right. Or can they? Objectively, you would think that one has to be wrong, but that's only true if they're both using the same definitions. And they're not. When we got that letter from Texas, we talked about it. The terms left and liberal get conflated. Republicans could say the country's becoming more liberal. The Overton window is shifting to become more liberal, especially around social issues. And that would be a true statement. But that's not what they say. They say the country's moving left. Then, those on the left, they could say, well, the government is moving right. Actually, right and up. It's becoming more right-wing and more authoritarian. And that would be true. They're not mutually exclusive. In fact, throughout history, this is kind of how it works. One of the main things that we've talked about on this channel recently is how to change society, you don't have to change the law, you have to change thought. Thought is shifting. It's moving left in the way they say it, more liberal. And then the government catches up. But it's not a rope. It's more like a piece of elastic connecting the two. What is the government's job? To maintain stability, the status quo, to keep the system as it is, to maintain power, because that is better for those at top, right? Stability is good for business. So, if society, if thought moves left, becomes more liberal, what is government likely to do to try to create equilibrium? It's going to move right. The government itself may become more right-wing, more authoritarian, which is what's happening. If you want an example of this playing out in front of your eyes, think about why everybody's talking about the Supreme Court this weekend. They're reviewing a case, right? Super controversial, except it's not. 60 to 70% of people want it upheld. They want that case in place, right? But it's kind of likely that the Supreme Court overturn previous decisions. Moving right, more conservative, more authoritarian. It's the way it works. And it's the way it's worked in this country a very, very long time. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The government reacts to the way society thinks. It tries to make sure that it doesn't move too fast down that lane of social progress. And to be honest, they've been really effective at it. So the reality is we have 2 windows. We have what the government's doing and what the people want. And right now they're moving in opposite directions. So those who are saying the country's moving left, what they mean is people are becoming more liberal. And yeah, that's true. People are more accepting of, well, pretty much everything, right? Attitudes towards race, orientation, identity, they're all shifting, becoming more liberal. The government is moving to the right. When did that start? I don't know. Probably around the time corporations became people. So we can expect this to kind of play out and continue to play out until eventually that elastic between what the people want and the way society thinks and the government's desire to maintain stability, it stretches to the end, and then the government bounces left a little bit. On a long enough timeline, the social progressive always wins. Okay? It's the way history works. There are setbacks, there always are, and we're in the middle of one right now. But on a long enough timeline, the social progressive always wins because it's what humanity does. So when this debate arises, make sure that everybody's on the same page when it comes to definitions. Everybody knows what they're actually discussing. Because this debate is often people arguing over something that they would agree on pretty quickly. The government is moving to the right. It is becoming more right-wing, more authoritarian. Society is becoming more liberal. And in some ways, there are pockets of society that are actually moving left as well. Those two facets, those two little weights, those poles, they're connected. Society moves forward. Thought changes. The law catches up. But those at the top want stability. So they may try to move the other way, try to pull people back. And that only works if people give up. Hopefully they won't. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.